A lot of us who are working and who would consider ourselves to be part of the middle class are actually a lot closer to living on the street than we think. Over the past few weeks, I've spoken with ex-policemen, businessmen and entrepreneurs who've fallen on hard times, and women and men who have fled homes to escape abuse. The situation in reality is much more complex. Hi, my name is Tamsin Metlerkamp, and I'm a journalist with Maverick Citizen and Daily Maverick. In order to better understand the lives of the people who would be affected by these evictions, I visited these sites around Cape Town, as well as some people who are living in shelters in the area, to speak with them about their experiences. One of my conversations during the past few weeks was with a gentleman named Enes Gous, and he's a 52-year-old man who currently lives at the intersection of Strand and Badengracht Street. And he worked as an IT specialist and a data modeler up until the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, when he and 7 of his colleagues were laid off. For some of us, there is a safety net when we are faced with the crisis of lost employment. We can fall back on parents, friends, a spouse. But for Gous, he was that safety net. Up until he lost his job, he'd been supporting his wife as well as his and his wife's parents. And so when he did lose his employment, there really was no one left to catch him when he fell. Gous witnessed a snatch and grab incident, and he was called upon to testify against the man who committed that robbery. That man went to jail, but he was part of a gang, and his gang mates later hunted Gous down and attempted to break his back. As a result, Gous spent about 20 weeks in Karl Bremer Public Hospital, wondering if he would ever walk again. When speaking with occupants of unhoused communities around Cape Town and people who are living at local shelters, one of the things that came up repeatedly were the harmful misconceptions that many people have about people living on the street. A big part of the problem is that once people reach the point of living on the street, it becomes very difficult to escape that situation, in part because of the harmful misconceptions that other people have about them, but also because of factors like having things of value stolen on the streets, being unable to meet the standards of appearance that you need for job interviews, and being able to rise above this hopelessness and exhaustion that comes with living without a home. The longer you spend on the streets, the more difficult it becomes to rise above all of this. The truth is that if I were to lose my job, whether because of a shrinking media industry, poor decision-making, or chance, I would have about 3 or 4 months before my savings dried up. My good fortune is that I have a parent who would allow me to move back in for a while. I have good friends who might let me couch surf, and I have connections in my industry that would help me get another opportunity. But not everybody is so lucky. What I've realized in my work over the past few weeks is that the space separating those of us who have homes from those of us who don't is narrow, and far narrower than we think. I think it makes us better people to remember that.